Hey, Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Bear with us one moment while we check the feed to ensure that we are live. Bear with me one moment. One we good?
I haven't got the notification yet. Let me see.
All right, we good.
Yeah, we should be. Yeah.
God. Hey, Shalom once again. The
Shalom.
brothers of Great Millstone Charlotte coming at you with another live lesson through the Holy Spirit. All right. And before we get started with this lesson, as always, we want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodash. Double honors be unto the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, and that do rule well. Peace, blessings, and mercy be unto the house of David, Habayaf, that without a hopeful elect. Unto you all we say shalom.
Shalom.
All right. And as you brothers and sisters more than likely have heard already, all right, you had a intense day of slaughtering at the hands of the Amalekites over in the Middle East. All right. What is being labeled according to this article here, right, as the highest death toll this year on the front. Okay, so what we're gonna continue to see, all right, is heightened war, right, heightened escalation in that region, and it's all according to the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Al Shai. And as the prophets of the Lord, we're going to disseminate that message through the Holy Spirit, going into the prophecies of the Lord to make things plain upon tables, pursuing the Habakkuk the second chapter. Did you have anything to say, Cornwall?
Real quick, I wanted to get this definition real quick because what we're seeing right now is an example of the escalation of war.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, it's what war because it can only go up from here. There's no, whenever Lebanon decides to strike back or any of their affiliates, whether it be Hamas or Hezbollah, or even if Iran gets involved, right? They can only up the ante, right? So this is the escalation of war, uh, or conflict escalation. It says conflict escalation is the process by which conflicts grow in severity or scale over time. That
Mm-hmm.
may refer to conflicts between individuals or groups in interpersonal relationships, or it may refer to the escalation of hostilities in a political or military context, right? So this war is about to, grow more and more hostile, man. So it's gonna go from 500 to 1,000 to 10,000, before we know it.
Yep, that's right. That's right, brother. Let me go ahead and grab this right quick for you. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Mhm.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet."
Right. So what we're seeing right now is the rumors of wars, right? All these, however violent they may be, right, are just the tip of the iceberg, right? Because there's the conflicts haven't had global ramifications, right? Once these things start to involve all parties, right, on the global front, then we're gonna see um, that valley of Yahweh taking place, man.
Con. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
Right. We're seeing all of these things take place, man. Right. We're seeing the famines. We're seeing the various diseases and pestilences. We're seeing the earthquakes, right? The natural disasters. And then we're seeing, kingdom against kingdom, country against country, right? Even, on a domestic front, we're seeing, political parties against each other, states against each other, families against each other, right? Because the Lord is doing what, man? He's bringing division, right, on all fronts. So what we're seeing right now is that division taking place, between Amalek and those Palestinians, those people in Lebanon, man.
Khan. I got that right here for you, Kwanawaf, since you had mentioned it. This is Luke chapter 12 and verse 51. Red letter Yahweh Shai speaking. It says, "Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division."
But rather division, man. Why? Because that division is ultimately going to lead to the collapse of this current power structure, man. Right? So this Yahweh Shai is, his spirit in the earth is causing a grand divide and conquer scheme, man. Right? So he's allowing these things to take place so that they can ultimately destroy themselves, man.
Yep. Khan. Jumping back to Matthew 24 and verse 8, it says, "All these are the beginning of sorrows."
Right. This is just the beginning, man. As bad as it seems or as bad as it is, it's going to continue to get worse, man. As the scriptures tell us in Second Ezra, it talks about how even greater evils than those you have seen, right, will come upon the earth. Roughly paraphrasing, man.
Yep. Yep. And see, this is again, it's all boiling down to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right. And again, as we see these rumors of war, right, that are brewing, right, this is why Yahweh Shai told us to watch as well as pray. We have to remain on our watch, measuring the times according to these prophecies, because people, they don't understand the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, But again, as I may mention before, quoting Habakkuk, the second chapter, I'm actually going to grab it right quick. This is the duty that we've been tasked to, bring out this word, the word of the Lord, and make it plain to our people. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 2, it says, "And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." All right. And thus, us being given that vision, right? The spiritual foresight to see the things that are coming to pass, right? We've been instructed to carry out this message. All right. Verse 3, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." And that's what we're seeing. The word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is not tarrying, man. The word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is not slack. Okay? These birth contractions that we read of in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, are continually, getting closer and closer. All right. That's why you look and you see the world stage is in utter chaos and turmoil.
Exactly.
You see? Because this is what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has purposed to happen in these latter days.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and grab that 2nd Ezra. Oh, pardon me, I misspoke. Joel 3.
Okay. It's the book of Joel, chapter 3, and verse 1. It reads, "For behold, in those days, and in
Start
that..."
at verse 9. Unless you want to start at, you said 3?
I was just gonna get into the gathering of the nations.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Salakia.
It's I started to, but it says Joel 3 and 2. "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat."
Matter of fact, Salakia, start at 1. You start at 1.
It's Joel 3 and 1. "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem."
Right. "The Lord shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem." You see? The Lord is purposing all of these things to happen ultimately for him bringing back his people.
Right.
All right. Judah and Jerusalem. Judah representing the southern tribe, Jerusalem representing the northern tribe, all 12 tribes of Israel. All right. Specifically his remnant. Okay. You keep reading.
"I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land."
Right. The valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Yahweh judge. Yahweh judges. All right. Shaphat meaning judge in the ancient Hebrew. Okay. And where is that region going to be? The Middle East.
Right.
All right. And we're seeing that war as the brother has said at the start of the lesson, right? How did you word it? It was
The escalation of war.
right, the escalation of war. That's what we're seeing, man. All right. And that's the Lord that's really putting that spirit, you know, on these leaders to really escalate and fan the fire, so to speak. You
That's
know?
right. Jump into verse 9. Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Mm-hmm.
Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Yep. Let the weak say I am strong. And that's what you're seeing with these lesser nations, right? You know, at one point it was seen as though these nations didn't have an ability to stand against the beast, you
Right.
know, America, NATO, and the EU. All right. And Amalek, the nation of Israel, right? Or pardon me, the Israeli state, the state of Israel, right? Not the nation of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is in bed with America, you know, that's their buddy in the Middle East. All right. And as we're gonna go into, the least of the flock is gonna draw them out, you know. So these weak nations, they have a gripe with Esau. They have a gripe with the problems that he has pushed into the earth. You know, you want to grab that Revelation 6 and 4?
God.
I grab it for you. You can speak on it.
God.
This is Revelations chapter 6 and verse 4. It says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword."
Right. Now we know that's Esau Edom because his blessing is the sword, man. Right. And on top of them being representative of the red, right? But that power was given him to do what? To take peace, right? You go into that word peace in the Greek. Let me get that real quick. It says here, Strong's G. It's a lot. 15:15. It says a state of national tranquility, right? Does this look tranquil to you, man? Right? It says exemption from the rage and havoc of war. Because what do? Right? As we know, they spread their philosophies throughout the earth, right? That wicked wine of Babylon. And the scriptures talk about how they spread themselves as a green bay tree. But in doing so, what do? They bring war, they bring death, right? It says peace between individuals, harmony, concord, right? So there's no peace, you know, in any place that isn't occupied by Esau Edom, man, which means the whole earth is free from peace, right? It says security, safety, prosperity. So there's no prosperity, there's no safety, there's no security when this devil's in rulership, man. Because all he can do is bring death, wherever he goes, man. Like the scriptures tell you, the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. That's his whole MO. Is to steal, to kill, and destroy, and leave barren, whatever he touches, man.
Right. Yep. This devil is literally the harbinger of death, man.
Exactly.
Esau is truly a warmonger. You know, that's why people are starting to really see him for who he is. Like
Exactly.
as the brother had quoted John the 10th chapter, right? You grab this right quick, and we'll jump back to that Joel. This is Psalms chapter 140 and verse 1. It says, "Deliver me, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war." Okay. And as we read in Revelations, the 6th chapter, right, Esau Edom is that red horse, right?
Yeah.
He was given the sword to take peace from the earth. He's a warmonger. Okay. He's continually at odds with other nations seeking after blood. He's obsessed with bloodshed. Again, he's a true warmonger, right? Under his influence of rulership, that's why we see war tensions are rising, man.
Oh,
You see? Because pursuant to Proverbs, the 29th chapter, in the second verse, it says that when um when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, right? But when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn. Roughly paraphrasing, you know.
That's right.
You jump back to that, Joel.
Okay. So Joel chapter 3 and verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about.
Mm-hmm.
Hither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Let the heathen be wakened and come up into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Right. So as we're seeing, right, the wars, the rumors of wars, right, the escalation of wars, the brother Kwanawaf had said, right, we're seeing that gradually reach that boiling point of the Valley of Yahweh Shaphat, right, Middle East, which is where World War III will begin. You see, that's why that whole region is just continually experiencing war. All right. And the nations are literally, these top nations are being gathered into these regions, right? You have Russia, right, which is that bear, right, that's going to pull down Esau, Edom,
Mhm.
right, destroy Esau, Edom by thermonuclear destruction, right. You have Moab, China. You have all of these various different big players that are trying to come in and pretty much at the end of the day do the will of Yahweh Bashem Shai. You know,
That's it.
he's gathering them to that region, and we're seeing this take place before our very eyes, man. All right. Now, I made mention of Russia, right? Because as we're going to continue to see with these escalated airstrike attacks, right, these various different killings at the hand of Amalek, right, we're going to continue to see, Russia become more and more engaged in defending, you know, the Iranians. You know,
Uh,
we're gonna start to see this warfare spill out into other nations because one thing that people have to realize, and could you hold Ezekiel 38
mhm.
verse 5 through 7?
Uh,
One thing that people have to realize is that with Russia being pulled in, and defending Iran, which would be the Persians, right? We're seeing that there is a gathering of different Middle East countries that believe in Islam.
okay.
You know that they feel some type of way that they may not be their countrymen, so to speak, but these are men that they claim to have the same faith. You know,
That's it.
and that's gonna intensify that region.
Right.
And you have again Russia that's gonna get pulled into the mix, and we're gonna go into the scripture to show that.
Okay. And appreciate these on.
Con, let me pull him in. Shalom, priest.
Hey,
So,
Shalom. Yabashima Shabbat Shem Kakar Bakathon.
Yabashima Shabashima Kakadash Brakatah. Shalom.
Shalom, Shalom.
it's Ezekiel 38 and verse 5. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya, with them all of them. So with them all of them with shield and helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and his bands, and many people with thee.
Right. Again, going into the different alliances with Russia. Okay. Because again, Russia is being pulled into the mix, right? Serving as that defense for these lesser nations, man.
Exactly.
Right. This is gonna go on to say in the following verse. Keep reading.
Now, be thou prepared and prepare thyself. For that's like be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
Right. Be a guard unto them. Okay. Russia is protecting their allies, against the allegiance, of the Western hegemony, right? Really the beast system, NATO, EU. you know, and the whore that sits upon the beast, America, man.
That
See?
after many days, thou shalt be visited in
Oh,
the
that's the
land.
point right there.
Con. If I may add too,
Mm-hmm.
'cause it speaks on these various nations and what we're seeing, as prophesied as it says, we're seeing Turkey separate themselves from NATO.
Right.
Now, when you understand, Turkey has the second largest military force in NATO, so they're doing all they can to convince Turkey to stay. But like you may mention of earlier, they see right their kinsmen, was it Muslim the Muslim kinsmen, right,
Mhm.
being under attack. So now they see NATO is the driving force behind that. So they're gonna come to the aid of their fellows, man.
Right. Yep. Let's go ahead and get into this article a little bit. I don't want to be on here too long. Let's see here. So you have from NBC News, and we'll play this in the background.
Israel has been fighting in Gaza.
Slovakia. We'll have this play in the background so brothers and sisters can see the footage. Nope, it does not do that. But essentially, we'll just go ahead and go into the article. Lebanon says 500 people were killed and 1,650 injured in Israel bombing. And these numbers are going to continue to go up. Like, look at this shit. Look at this shit right here. Just blowing shit up. Okay. And it says right here, quote from Benjamin, not a Jew. He says, whoever tries to hurt us, we hurt him even more. Okay. And that's this devil's mindset. That's really the spirit that the Lord has on Amalek, because this is that warmonger that we were reading about in Psalms 140, man, as we read in Revelation 6 and 4. Okay. This is his mindset of conflict resolution, is to kill,
Hey, but like that's Genesis
4.
kind of 15.
Yeah, I was about to get that spirit.
You go ahead.
Because that's pretty much, the Lord is saving Esau for him to judge, man. So that's anybody that come against them. All right, the Lord pretty much, is allowing them to pretty much, hit back at them even harder. So Genesis 4, and when you go into the context of it, we don't go right to the point, but this is part of the punishment that the Lord, gave Cain, part of the curse of Cain. All right, but right now, all right, Esau Edom, who is the descendant of Cain, he has a hedge around him. All right, because like I said, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is saving him for the judgment. All right, so this is Genesis 4 and 15. And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him shall kill him. And that's pretty much what we see, going on with these Edomites. That's how they were able to pretty much continue to get away with these things and pretty much be unscathed, because like I said, the Most High is letting this happen for the world to see that this man is the devil. All right, but more importantly, because he's saving him. All right, for that last great judgment. And I got one more real quick just to show that point. Romans 9 and 17. For the scripture saith on the Pharaoh, which Esau Edom is the modern day Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. So the Lord is allowing Esau to pretty much get up to this status to where these devils take advantage of that, man, because they know the scriptures. All right, they they say they think that God is with them, so they're taking full advantage of this, man. All right, but they don't realize that the Lord has them in a trick bag. He's allowing them to get away with this. Also, whenever He destroys them, all right, His name will be magnified all in the earth, man.
That's right.
God. Quantum, if you have something?
No. I was just gonna get the same thing Priest said.
God, I got something right quick. Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 12. It says, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Okay? So as the brother priest has said, Amalek, Esau, Edom, descendant of Cain, right? He has a hedge around him, but ultimately that's for the Lord to judge his ass, man.
That's right.
All right. Verse 13. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord Yahweh, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because the Lord is sick of Esau, man. All right, all of the bloodshed that he has pretty much set into the earth, right? He's preparing to bring heavy judgment against this devil, man. All right, thermonuclear destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 14. I have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle. You see? Verse 15, for lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Going into who? The Amalekites, man. All right?
Mm-hmm.
You are being made small among the nations, man. Right? And you're being despised because it's like, you're just shedding blood, as if people are really starting to realize that he has a unsatiable appetite for bloodshed, man. You know, people at first they were kind of like, oh man, it sucks what they did, but now everybody across the board is like, all right, nigga,
Say, nigga.
like you kind of going a little crazy right now, nigga.
Right.
Nah, and that's why we spoke about this either last year. I think it was around last year with what's my man from the ADL with the Greenback or whatever his name is.
Green Black Con.
Yeah.
And you were speaking about how they're on this campaign to pretty much get rid of Twitter, because Twitter is one of the main driving forces that's exposing actual video footage of what's being done to them damn Palestinians over there in that land. And this is why it's swaying the public, not to pretty much feel guilty about these small hats, but like you said, they actually look at them as the aggressor now, because they've went beyond defense. This is just a straight out massacre, man. And like you was going to earlier, this is what's causing the allies of NATO to be like, all right, bro, y'all tripping now, man. Like especially Turkey, because like you said, those are their fellow countrymen. Like I said, they may not be allies as far as border wise, but those are the same. They're the same nation, though, man. They're like I said, they're fellow Muslims, so they're seeing that what's being done. They're like, yo, it's only so much I'm gonna take for this before I'm like, yo, those are our people still, man. All right, I got a quick one. Revelation 17 and 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And this is what's going to eventually happen. All right, America's allies are going to turn on America and shoot missiles over here, which is going to aid in the destruction, that we always prophesied is going to come to pass, man. All right, their own allies are going to shoot missiles over here, man. All right, so what we're seeing, and really it started with Trump. When Trump was in office, man, America has been alienating herself for years now, man. All right, and when it's going to come down to when World War III fully kicks off, they're going to find themselves by themselves, man. All right, and everybody's going to be aligned against them, with Russia, because they see that America's the problem in the earth, man. All right,
Right. That's right, brother. I'm gonna jump down in this Jeremiah 49 and read a verse 20, but I want to read a little bit, in this article right quick. Going into the article, it says Israel dramatically expanded its aerial assaults on Lebanon with airstrikes Monday that killed nearly 500 people, wounded over 1,600 more, and appeared to signal the start of a broader military campaign. Okay, so as the brother Kwanawaf has said at the start of the lesson, we're witnessing the escalation of war. Things are not going to lighten up. It's only going to intensify from here on out. Israeli officials said their forces struck 1,300 quote unquote terrorist targets inside Lebanon that were linked to Hezbollah, the militant group that has been trading rocket fire with Israel for nearly a year. It was not only the highest death toll this year on this front, it was also the deadliest day of conflict with Israel since the 34-day war between the two countries in 2006. So this is one of those days that you read in the history book. You know,
Exactly.
me and the brother Quanawaf, we were discussing about when you look at World War One, World War Two, there were certain events that took significance in the scope of the entire world war. You know, this is one of those moments in history, man. It
Mm-hmm.
says these numbers also refer to many terrorists we killed today who were near the weapons. IDF spokesman said when he was asked about the high death toll. Um, Continuing on, it says just this point right here. Hagari said Israeli attacks will not let up anytime soon. Okay, so what it sound like to me, these small huts, they ain't got no intent of turning back that sword, man. Quanawaf, you actually got that precept?
It's a lot. Let me grab it. Yeah, we made mention of that. Let's see.
These small hats don't have any intent of turning back that sword from their enemies, man. In America, Babylon the Great is going to be a victim of this, man. Thus saith the Bible.
Mhm.
You see?
This, it's a lot.
You got up.
Romans 13 and verse 4. For he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he
Mm-hmm.
is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
Mm-hmm. You speak on it, up.
Right. So the Lord is ultimately he's controlling everything, man. Right. So he's allowing this devil to be perfect in his blessing, man. Right. And what we're seeing is Netanyahu, who has already come and admit that he's not concerned with civilian casualties. Right. I believe this might be their first major attack since that first attack between them and Iran. So what we're seeing is them no longer playing the long game. They're like I said, this is just one of many from what it sounds like, man. So we could be in for days, weeks, months of continual attacks from Israel to Lebanon, which is gonna bleed over into Iran, man.
Right. Because if I may add, the reason why they're going balls to the wall with this is because Revelation 12:12 lets it be known that they have but a short time. They know that their time is ticking, man. All right, they're at the end of their rulership, and what they're trying to do is clear out that land, so that they can set up that temple that they think, the third temple is going to be, a physical temple in their eyes. So they're trying to, clear that land up so they can get full control of that area. But see, the Most High is allowing this to happen because this is what's going to stir prophecy, as y'all was going to earlier, to bring forth World War III, man.
That's right.
It's like, God. Quanawaf, that was it on that?
Oh, count, that was it.
God. Jumping down, Jeremiah 49:20, it says, and any brother can speak on this. Jeremiah 49:20, it says, therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them.
Yeah, you got it up.
God. So what we're seeing right now in Israel, they understand that they have the largest military force, as their bodyguard. So they feel invincible. That's why they move the way they move, because they don't fear any consequences, because they know as soon as somebody, strikes back at them in a major capacity, America is indebted to follow through, man, right, and come to their defense. But what's keeping America from doing that fully right now is they understand that as soon as they touch down over there, Russia's going to touch down, China's going to touch down, right? Iran's going to touch down, and we're going to have all out war, man. And that war, right, with the nuclear capabilities, it's going to be quick, man.
That's right. Right. And see, that's why, as we read before in Joel, the 3rd chapter, like these weak nations now proclaim themselves as strong. They proclaim themselves to really have a fighting chance against this devil. right? And it's all by the will of Yahweh Bashim El Shai, because as we read in that verse 20, right, it said that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Modern day Teman is Babylon the Great, America, man. You see? So what we're seeing is, Amalek, Amalek, right? He's gonna draw Babylon the Great into that World War III, man. He's gonna draw, America deeper into that region, to where, as you said, Quanawaf, we're gonna start to see these other nations, start to draw in more. But again, that's the will of the Lord coming to pass, as we read in Joel the 3rd chapter, right? Gathering the nations.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because it's a growing hatred for these small hats throughout the world. Because these last few years we've been seeing these lesser nations become more outspoken against these devils, man. You had the exile of those small hats down there in South Africa. You had them rallying against them, talking about kill the boar, which is another name they gave the small hats. You had the other African countries, telling them how they were Sodom of Russia, as well as other countries too. So, hey, Russia is pretty much, like you said earlier, becoming that big brother, that guard unto the other nations. So, really, it's just like it's like chess, that they're playing right now, and they're stacking allies while America is alienating themselves, man. So, I had a quick one. This is Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall all deal treacherously with thee. Because all these different nations are now starting to realize that they've been fucked over or whatever. So all the misdeeds that Babylon the Great and Israel has been doing in the earth is all coming to bite them in the ass, man. Because the Most High, is pretty much stirring up these nations to have that extreme hatred focus on Esau, man. All right, so that's what we're seeing as we continue to see these small hats commit genocide over there, man. 'Cause I remember you sent that picture a while back, of the amount of death that they've been going through in that whole land, how they just been clearing that shit out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way that they've been even moving with those Palestinians has been unrighteous, man. Because they'll tell them like, look, they'll bomb the area, and they'll like, look, you go to this area, and on
Right.
the way to them moving to that area, they're getting sniped, they're getting bombed still, and then they get to the new area. Now they bombing that area. They keep telling them to move, and every time they move, they're still killing them. Whether it's sneakily or they're just straight up bombing them until it's to the point to where it's like they literally have nowhere to go, man. All
Yeah.
right, but they're not doing anything to make that rational, man. They're literally running, and Esau was just picking them off, man. So that's why it says, man, they're not dealing treacherously with them, but hey, Amalek is just being a straight up murderer, man.
Exactly.
Right. God. Could a brother grab Zephaniah 3:8?
I got it. This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Right. Again, speaking of Yahweh Shaphat, right? This is where the Lord is going to gather the nations, assemble the kingdoms, the Middle East, which is going to be, the culmination of World War III ultimately, man.
Right.
But one thing that, we have to, again, take heed of is, look, this is the Lord's purpose. You see? The Spirit has been harping on that heavy is, the will of the Lord, and, understanding his will, being obedient to his will, submitting to his will. Look, this is how the Lord is playing this stuff out, man, and we're seeing it happen in real time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a blessing to be able to, have the understanding of what's really happening, on a world scale according to the will of the Lord, you know? See here right quick. Brothers got anything? You grab it.
A lie.
Yeah, not the moment.
Con. I mean, that's pretty much the point, you know.
Yeah, man. Matter of fact, I do got one because this is all, pretty much the Lord, setting the stage up. Because as we were speaking about earlier, the Lord is allowing Esau to pretty much, furbish that sword on the other nations, but it's all going to be to his detriment at the end of the day, man. All right, the Lord's saving him for last. All right, this is I guess wrong precept. The book of Proverbs 16:4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So this is why we see everything going on the way it is, man, because like I said, the Most High is showing that these devils are the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Everybody is beginning to realize that all the fingers are being pointed at these devils. So this is all just, pretty much, solidifying what we've been saying, which is why you see Amalek, scrambling the way they are, trying to, get control of the media because he can't hide himself anymore, man. All right. And, the lesson that this is, uh, going into is just further showing how this man's the devil, man.
Man, this article right here, brother, I got on the screen. It says we just read this in Ezekiel the 38th chapter, right? Russia is about to get involved in this situation, man. This is from Reuters. It says the Iranian president warns of irreversible consequences of a wider regional war.
Mm.
It said Israel wants to drag the Middle East into a full-blown war by provoking Iran to join the nearly year-old conflict between Israel and Tehran-backed Hezbollah in Lebanon, Iran's president said on Monday, warning of its irreversible consequences.
Yeah, because this is going to lead to full-out nuclear war, man, which we know that's going to be the war that ends all wars, man. So what is essentially being set up in the spirit is just, hey, this is the end of Esau, man. All right. Hey, the Lord gave Esau the blessing of those nuclear missiles, all to be a snare unto himself and destroy himself, man. So what is going on is that, hey, all eyes are on Israel, man. Because I got this is a tweet that came from Global Eye News, and it says breaking: China has called on its citizens to immediately leave Israel. And why is that? Because, like I said, man, the stage is being set for that World War III stage, man. Because as we know, all right, you may have mentioned earlier, they are moving with that confidence that they're good because they know that America is going to have to get involved in anything that they do. And another thing that they have, in the back pocket is that the thing called the sanction option, because what you got to know with Israel is for that little plot of land, they have one of the biggest nuclear missile arsenals, man. And so the whole thing of the de-escalation they was talking about, why should Israel have all these missiles? Because they understand that, look, anybody that bombs them, they're gonna shoot missiles back, which is gonna cause an all-out nuclear war situation, which is pretty much going to be the end of the world. Which really we know the end of the world is talking about the end of their world, you know. So
Hey, like,
this is what we see going on, man. They're literally about to fuck themselves up, man. But Salaki, bro, you got it.
Nah, I was just gonna add, that's why they got Biden out of office, because he had agreed, or it pretty much mandated or put it into the House of Representatives that Israel won't receive any more military backing until they stop chasing Hamas, right? So they said he was facing impeachment for that. So they ran this whole narrative of him being unfit, which he was, but that whole situation is prophecy. Is prophecy because America has to get involved, right? It's like well, you're gonna get involved, man.
Like you can't escape that, because, like I said, that's what that sanction option is for. Because when you go into the history of that, it literally started with Britain first. It was a different name. I can't think of the top of my head at the moment. but it was with Britain, and Israel adopted that same tactic to where, like I said, anybody that shoots missiles on them, they're gonna unload the clip on all of his enemies,
Oh yeah.
which is the whole world pretty much. So we see that. Look, this he's boxing himself in to destroy himself, man, which is all the Lord, man.
Yep.
All right.
Man.
Con. Yeah, that's pretty much it, Alkim, unless I had anything else.
La.
Con. Hey, well, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified through the Holy Spirit. We're going to close by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh.
Hawa, Bashem,
Outside,
Shai, Bashem, Quadash.
double honors be unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and rule well. Peace, blessings, and mercy be unto the house of David. Habayaf Dawadah, hopeful elect. To you all we say shalom.
Shalom.
Watch as well as pray. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.